As a multimodal medium, film is uniquely placed to convey stories that reveal universal human experiences, both personal and shared to audience. In Stephen Daldry's 2000 film Billy Elliot, he's examined both individual and shared hardships by setting Billy's ambitions to be a ballet dancer against the historical authenticity of the Thatcherist-era 1984 British miners' strike. Billy's struggle for self-identity is evident as he challenges the ingrained societal and familial expectations of masculinity. His personal human experience is paradoxically paralleled against narrow notions of masculinity that reveal the collective accepted standards that guide working class attitudes to gender norms. The result of the human experience of subverting one's innate individual desires to meet societal expectations is affirmed in the docudrama series Colin in Black and White, where the experiences of a black child growing up in a white family and community are explored. Both texts utilize visual modes of storytelling as a mechanism to reveal the shared nature of the personal experience of resilience and determination in the face of adversity. By framing Billy's narrative through the lens of a seemingly mundane working-class family life, Dodger gives the responders the opportunity to appreciate how traditional expectations dictate how an individual explores new personal human experiences that challenge accepted norms. In the opening scene, Billy's desire for individual self-expression is depicted using close-up, slow-motion shots of him dancing. The inclusion of diegetic music, T-Rex's Cosmic Dancer, creates a surreal mood that symbolizes the freedom and happiness Billy experiences when he is dancing. The mood is reinforced through the direct cut from the full-body shot of Billy as his body seemingly floats through the air to the close-up of his joyful facial expression. However, Daldry has used the juxtaposition between Billy's free movement and the harsh background to suggest a paradox between his individual desire for autonomy and the challenge to subvert accepted notions of masculine behaviour. The depth of resilience required for Billy to achieve his personal goal of dancing is further highlighted through the aggressive instance of his father Jackie that Billy adhered to the stereotype markers of masculinity such as boxing. This is symbolised through Jackie's assertion that Billy wear the family boxing gloves worn by generations of Elliot men. The contrast between Billy's euphoric dancing face and the point of view shot of Billy being punched highlights his apathy for boxing and his dejected facial features. Here, Daldry has highlighted a second paradox, that family members who should love and support Billy are instead facilitating his sense of disconnection. Through Daldry's thematic focus on Billy's personal alienation, which is felt as he rejects cultural norms, responders can conceive how this translates into an exploration of wider shared human experiences such as isolation. The 2020 docudrama series Colin in Black and White uses storytelling to affirm Daldry's premise of the shared nature of the human experience of facing personal adversity. Director Ava DuVernay has adapted the Bildungsroman Roman form to explore Colin Kaepernick's childhood struggle to come to terms with his personal identity as a black child being raised in a white household. Colin straddles two often conflicting worlds. DuVernay's representation of the micro and macroaggressions Colin suffers resonates with audiences as the contextual experience of viewing the murder of George Floyd and the result of the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement has highlighted the shared nature of the human experience of oppression. In one of the dramatized scenes, Colin's desire to connect with his black heritage is symbolized through his decision to braid his hair, a style that has often been most exclusively linked to young African Americans. Although initially supporting Colin's decision, his mother's unease at such an outwardly display of his blackness is demonstrated through a close-up shot of her face as she shouts the word thug in response to Colin questioning her about why he has to cut his hair. DuVernay utilizes a cut to close-up shot of Colin's face to demonstrate the pain and anguish this racial slur caused him. DuVernay's unique mode of storytelling has revealed the personal story of Colin's life in order to create a conduit that allows his narrative to represent the shared nature of personal adversity. Daldry has used several montage scenes that emphasize the siege-like situation the striking miners find themselves in. An overhead shot of the miners as they line up against the heavily shielded police, accompanied by the diegetic impact of the banging truncheons, creates a deliberately intimidating mood that accentuates the disempowerment of the miners. This shared human experience is personalized through the tracking shot of Tony as he runs from the police and becomes entangled in a white sheet. The sheet, which becomes blood-spattered, is a powerful symbol of futility and by extension the miners' attempt to defy the strength of the police and Thatcherist policies. Comparably, Billy's sense of personal disempowerment has also been visually represented through the scene of him dancing furiously in the outdoor toilet. Billy's sense of entrapment is represented through the metaphor of the enclosed space that limits his freedom to dance as he wishes, suggesting that the attitudes of his father and wider society are stifling his individuality and desire to achieve his personal goals. The notion of personal entrapment is affirmed in Colin in Black and White through the repeated motif of Colin being physically and emotionally isolated from others. DuVernay utilizes the artificial frame of the shower cubicle as a mechanism to highlight the human experience of frustration Colin feels when his goal of getting a football scholarship appeared to be lost. A combination of close-up shots and direct cuts from Colin's anguished face to his fist pummeling the wall of the shower reveal a state of perceived hopelessness and disempowerment. Despite the personal nature of Colin Black and White, Duvernay has stated that a goal was to use storytelling to create a show that is about centering people who are othered. This allows the docudrama to share human experiences in a meaningful and resonant manner with a broader audience. Both Billy Elliot and Colin in Black and White utilize unique multimodal modes of storytelling as a mechanism to allow the personal nature of their narratives to have a wider resonance with their audience. This is achieved through both composers focusing on the shared universal experiences of isolation, resilience, and daring to follow their personal dreams that may challenge accepted societal norms.